Everybody, welcome to my podcast. My cat is on my TV. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you are tuning in, I know I have nobody right now, but anybody who watches this later, I'm literally just gonna be looking at Linux distros today, because I have gone through my Linux phase this last week and have installed 20 different Linux distros on both my desktop and my laptop. That is why, yet again, my background is different and I have completely new apps that I'm trying out. So, because I can't make up my mind on anything. So let's just see how this goes. I've made a little bit of a list on my phone, watching tier lists of Linux distros on my phone, like one or two. And as you can see, I'm back on Windows 11, so obviously I didn't have a good experience with it. But that it was way better than it was last time. And it can definitely work on my laptop for what I use my laptop for, so we're just going to be looking for my laptop now. And, maybe in a couple months it'll get better. I know XQC, I think, or someone popular, it was PewDiePie, has just installed Linux, and that is amazing news for the Linux community, that it's becoming mainstream so that, popular YouTubers are starting to use it, so that's good. Without further ado, let's start looking here. I'm using Arc browser, so yes, I I have literally just installed OBS and got it set up in 5 minutes here. So if the stream's not good, that's probably why. So let's go into my notes. I have a list of some I'm going to look at. So the first one I have here is Ubuntu. Now, something about Ubuntu. Ubuntu is really popular, right? We go to Ubuntu desktop, right? It's very popular. Now, what I wrote down from all the things I've watched were it's not very customizable, and for that, it is because of GNOME. GNOME is a desktop environment like KDE Plasma. They look completely different. Plasma looks more like a Windows 10, while GNOME does not even look... I mean, it has a dock, but other than that, it does not even look like macOS. It's just completely different. GNOME, in my opinion, might look better, though. I love GNOME. I love GNOME's apps, not their web app. Nobody likes their web app. I will test out their web app, though. Maybe it works better. But for right now, Ubuntu uses GNOME. Ubuntu at first has a let's turn the volume down here. Actually, we don't even need the volume on this. So if I don't want to put it in full screen, but you can tell right here it has a taskbar on the side, kind of like Arc browser, as you can see, except it's all up on the side. And in case you didn't know, you cannot use Arc browser on Linux. I don't know if it'll work with Wine or anything, but the taskbar is on the side. Normally in GNOME, you can't switch apps unless you hit your super key. Super key is like your Windows key. It's just a blank screen, like your wallpaper, until you hit the super key. Then you get into the window manager. That's what I'm going to call this. This is basically, some people call it the command center from Mac OS or something, but this is how you switch your tabs and your scenes, I'm going to call them. You also switch your desktop from here using gestures or your mouse. In my opinion, GNOME is better for laptops, and KDE Plasma is probably better for people switching from Windows or people on desktops. So let's go back to Ubuntu and look here. Yes, Ubuntu is pretty easy to download though, and it comes with Snap Store. That's its app store. Basically, there's different app stores. There's stuff like FlatHub, which I'm pretty sure doesn't actually have an app. I'm pretty sure FlatHub is just online. But we can go ahead and look at FlatHub. FlatHub is a very good website. I've used it multiple times. You do have to install a program onto your computer, your Linux computer, to be able to run FlatHub applications. It's called Flatpak, I think. And I'm pretty sure stuff like Ubuntu comes with Flatpak pre-installed. You have stuff like Web. This is a GNOME feature, GNOME application. You have Lunar client games that are not very well known, I don't think. Different system resources, stuff like that. So Mission Center is basically like a task manager, I would suppose. All that, okay. So we'll just close out. It's called archiving in Arc, and that's going to take a while to get used to. Let's look at the next thing I have. The big downsides to Ubuntu is it's just not customizable because of GNOME. Besides extensions, of course, I'm not going to get into extensions. I have had very bad luck with extensions. They just don't work right. They'll cause you to have big issues. It does have up-to-date stable updates though, like stable updates though, and it is Debian based, which I prefer Debian. I don't remember what Debian is necessarily called. It's not a package manager. That would be like GTK, I think. Debian is more of a not the operating system. Let me search up deb files. Deb is a format, a file name extension of the software package. It's a software package format for the Debian Linux distribution and its derivatives. So basically, Debian is how you install stuff. So it'll be like sudo apt install. That's Debian's thing, and it uses .deb files instead of exe files. I prefer Debian or RPM over any of the other ones, or else I'd be using something like NixOS. Fedora, highly rated. It has the new FlatHub package and GNOME, and it has a new modern manager, file manager, so package manager. So if we look at Fedora here, its the latest release is 41. And now we have stuff like Fedora Workstation, Server, IoT, Cloud, and CoreOS. Now, I made the mistake earlier of installing CoreOS, I think. It's an automatically updating minimal container-focused operating system. If we click Learn More, I don't think... I'll try it in VirtualBox, but I do not think it's like an actual operating system yet. I'm pretty sure it's just... Yes, okay. It looks like CoreOS does not have a desktop environment, is what I'm trying to say. Meaning it runs in a command terminal. Kind of like Arch does at first. Fedora Workstation, I believe, is what... yeah, Fedora Workstation is just Fedora, right? Looks like it's using GNOME. But Fedora's great. I might try Fedora. You can go ahead and download it. What is PowerPC? Wow, it's only 2.4 gigs. Okay. The stream might get a little wonky while this is downloading, but it shouldn't take too long to download. But we will try out Fedora for sure, Its latest release is 41, but the good things about Fedora, right, is it's very stable, very good, and all of the tier list videos I've been watching for it, it's always in S tier or the highest tier or whatever. So next we have something that I feel like people could learn from the Linux community. It's called KDE Neon. KDE Neon uses KDE Plasma, which I had just closed out that tab. But KDE Neon is made by the creators of KDE Plasma, which is the desktop environment. It's basically an introduction to the Plasma desktop environment. So, it's not very good because making a desktop environment is completely different than making an operating system. So, from what I'm getting at, the operating system is not very, like, well known. I mean, it's well known, but it's not very well supported, whatever. It does not have a lot of testing going into it. It's not very good. It's just more of a demonstration for KDE Plasma. That's all I have to really say. It's, shells, I don't know what this is. Powerful, secure desktop you can take anywhere. Access your cells and you breathe fresh life in your computer. I don't know what shells is. Shells desktop? Oh, okay. Shells is probably some kind of virtual machine. Okay, let's see what the next thing is. KDE Plasma Neon, we're not really going to try out. MX Linux, I have never heard of before, but supposedly it has extremely low disk usage. Now, I've heard it calls itself lightweight, which I would assume it's extremely lightweight on XFCE, but I've heard that it calls itself lightweight, but it's not as lightweight as you would think. It's a mid-weight desktop. Where's the lightweight? What's in Fluxbox? I've never heard of Fluxbox. What? It's a window manager. Oh. Oh, it's just a window manager. That's why it's so low usage. It's not like an actual desktop environment. Okay. Interesting. This looks so old school. Now, from what I've heard, MX Linux isn't very updated frequently at all. So I'd stick with XFCE if you were going to try it out. Its whole thing is being lightweight, but from what I've heard, it's not as lightweight as you would think compared to other operating systems, other Linux distros. Next thing we have is Deepin. I'm not even sure if I want to go to Deepin's website specifically. Let's go. Okay. It's going to say a lot of things here. It looks like the Linux Mint website, actually. Out of box, user-friendly, powerful community, open source. I doubt that it's... Our source code is released under the open source software licenses and can be viewed via GitHub. Oh. That might make it a little better. Deepin originally is a desktop environment, not an operating system, so like... From what I've heard, if you like the Deepin desktop environment, just download that on top of like Ubuntu or something. I'm pretty sure there's something called Ubuntu Deepin. Ubuntu DDE. So just so just install that, right? But if they have released their source code, then it could be good. You know, it might not be Chinese spyware or something. So I'm just gonna make a yeah, no proof that okay. Oh, it just signed me in. No proof. But they're still not going to use it. Config files. A lot of CCP. Oh. This seems a little political here. Pop! OS is shit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why everybody goes to Pop! OS. Pop! OS has got to be one of the most outdated Linux distros. Hey, I might try out Pop. There's an alpha version of Pop! OS, right? And supposedly it's not out yet. I'm gonna search up. It's like some kind of space thing. Desktops. Oh no, they actually sell desktops. Oh. Pop! OS Cosmic. It's called Pop! OS Cosmic. A new desktop environment. Or this looks like GNOME. It looks good. What is it using? Is it a custom desktop environment? Hold on. I cannot spell environment. I cannot spell environment. Oh, okay, so there was a cosmic thing. Oh, okay, so initially cosmic was just some differences made by Pop! OS team in order to customize GNOME, it sounds like. It's a standalone desktop environment? I don't know if Rust is good. I've not really looked into that. It is not based on GNOME or any other. So it is like their own personal one. Whoa. I'm going to have to try that out. It's already 3.18 gigabytes. And it works on NixOS. I don't know why I like NixOS so much. I think the idea of NixOS file system is so good. But we'll talk about that more later. But yes, I would not recommend using Deepin. In my opinion, I still don't trust it. It's just too iffy to me. Elementary OS. If I spelled that right, I spelled it wrong. Spelt it wrong. It has FlatHub by default now. Wayland support, GDK4, very solid and stable and on par. That's what I got. I've gotten all this from the Linux experiment. Purchase elementary OS? Is this multitasking view, do not disturb? Okay, that's some good features. Screen time and limits? Everything we do is completely open source. Good, good, good. That's always good. Pride seems to have a lot of pay what you can is such a good motto. It's not a motto, but you know what I mean. I might try this out too once Cosmic is done installing. Oh, it has torrent links to it, sounds like. Is it installing? Oh no. Okay, what are we gonna search up now? Okay, next we have Linux Mint. I know enough about Linux Mint. I've used it before. We're just gonna search up Linux Mint. No, not versus Pop! OS. Okay, Linux Mint. If we go into download, you're gonna see something a little bit interesting. We have Cinnamon editions, XFCE edition, and Mate edition. Now, Cinnamon is what everybody goes for. Mate edition is what I would go for, personally. It's a continuation of GNOME 2. Very old, very outdated. I love it, personally. It's worked so good for me in the past. XFCE edition, XFCE is supposed to be very lightweight, you know, all that kind of thing. It's 3 gigabytes still. But, you know, Cinnamon edition, that's what everybody goes for. Very customizable, sleek, you know, that kind of thing. Looks very nice, very optimized. It's their go-to operating system. I always download from kernel, kernel.org. I always get the fastest speed from kernels if you want to try that out. All of these operating systems you can try out on Windows if you're interested in Linux at all. Linux Mint is very good. It has a lot of good pre-installed tools, uses low RAM and disk usage, has updated kernels, driver support. Linux Mint has the best driver support I've ever seen in a Linux operating system. And it's very customizable, basic customizability for new users coming from like Windows or something. It has like customizability like 1-up of Windows. Probably way more than 1-up, but on the surface level, 1-up. Arch we're not going to look at because Arch doesn't really have a desktop environment, so it's not. Arch is not for new people, so I'm not even going to bring it up because I don't want anybody trying it out. Now, we have Debian, like the actual Debian. The universal operating system. This is what those .deb packages come from, and its website looks a little bit like Arch, a little bit. Now, I'm not sure. Okay, it seems like Debian is a lot like downloading Arch. Debian is a pure, like a pure one, like one of the pure ones. Okay, what do we have now? Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about Debian either. We have Pop! OS. We already looked at that. OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. Continuously updated, leading edge, simple to use, stable, plays nice with your hardware. Okay, that's good. Safe, secure, powerful. Harnessing technologies OpenSUSE is renowned for, such as the BTRFS file, Snapper command line utility. Tumbleweed builds on a decades of usage, testing and debugging hundreds of power users. I don't even give a shit about gaming, right? It's just offline. Oh, okay, cool. So we have offline and network images. I would always do offline if I were you, but we also have OpenSUSE Leap, which do not install this. Just don't. Don't install it. I don't like it. It's outdated. Now Gentoo's weird. We're gonna look at Gentoo's website. Oh, that is. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why. Oh, it's loading. I didn't. Okay, Gentoo. You'll see how it looks super weird, super outdated. Bootable images. It's hard to. I'm pretty sure it's not. It does not have a desktop environment from the start. So what is this? I've heard it takes hours of setting up, and it's supposedly better for disk or system usage, but it saves you like 2% or something crazy like that. Now we have one of my favorite operating systems that I want to try out so bad, NixOS. We're gonna go ahead and install it, but then I'm gonna show you like the coolest thing. Graphical ISO image, minimal ISO image. Therefore a lot smaller. You have to run the installer from the console. It contains a number of rescue tools. .24 gigabytes. Yeah, that's what we like. So we'll see. That was. Oh yeah. I forgot to like actually talk about it. Is it in Learn? How Nix works. Here we go. Multiple versions complete. When you're making a package for a package management system like RPM, you're supposed to declare its dependencies, but you can't easily guarantee your dependency declaration is complete. If you forget a dependency that you have separately installed on your machine, then the component may build and work correctly on your machine, but failing on the end user's machine. Nix ensures that package dependency specifications are complete. Under Nix, a build process will only find resources that have been declared explicitly as dependencies. There's no way it can build everything it needs has been correctly declared. If it builds, you will know you provided a complete declaration. Once a build is complete, ongoing runtime dependencies are detected automatically. Multi-user support, atomic upgrades and rollbacks. Yes, the cool thing about I don't know why I'm getting so excited about it. The cool thing about NixOS is if an update breaks your computer, you can literally just go back to before the update and you'll lose absolutely nothing. Isn't that awesome? Like that is something that's amazing. Like you can easily just do whatever the hell you want with your system. If something doesn't go right, just back it up, you know? You'll have everything. Garbage collections, you can uninstall stuff very easily, collect garbage if you want to get it back, I think. After all, you might want to do a rollback, or instead, unused packages can be deleted safely by running the garbage collector. Okay, that actually like puts it in like a trash bin type thing, and this is like emptying the trash bin, it sounds like. Transparent source binary development. Yeah, you can easily install stuff. Okay. How Nix works. NixOS is based on Nix, a purely functional package management system. Nix stores all packages in isolation from each other under paths such as this. The string is a cryptographic hash of all input. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But something you need to know, it's very cool. And the way that the file system is built, amazing. Amazing. It does not mess, programs don't mess with each other. It's just awesome. We'll ask Gemini, actually. NixOS stands out due to its unique approach on system configuration and package management. Here's a breakdown of why you may find it so compelling. We already talked about that. Isolated package manager. The Nix package manager is a powerful tool that enables precise control over package dependency and versions. It allows for the installation of multiple versions of the same package and ensures that the packages are installed in a consistent and reliable manner. In essence, NixOS provides a level of control, reproducibility, and reliability that is difficult to achieve with traditional Linux distributions. This makes it particularly attractive to those who value stability, reproducibility, precise control over their system. While it has a steeper learning curve than other distributions, many users find that the benefits are well worth the effort. What is there to not like about it, in my opinion? It's good. It might be a little bit outdated, though. I don't know. Zorin, we're not going to look at. We can look at it. Zorin OS, I don't support it because of the Pro version. The Pro version costs money. I do not believe that Linux distros should be costing $50, especially since whenever I first started doing Linux, I did pay for Zorin OS 16.1 Pro, and I have to pay again to upgrade. It's not like Windows where you just get free upgrades. I don't like that. It's almost worse than Windows. It kind of sucks. Now, it does come with professional like software that you can kind of get with normal Linux, you know. But it's okay. It's okay. New tab. Solus. Solus uses Budgie. I think it's called Budgie desktop environment, which is like a desktop environment that nobody really talks about anymore. Ship with Firefox, blah blah blah. GNOME MPV. Huh. I thought GNOME just used VLC. Designed for everyone, Solus provides multitude of experiences that enable you to get the most out of your hardware. From our flagship Budgie experience for modern devices to the traditional XFCE experience for lower-end devices, Solus aims to provide the best experience for your device. Yeah, it's not... It's like, okay, you know, basic, traditional type thing. Now we're actually going to test these out. That was the last one I wrote down. We're going to install... I forgot what it's called. VirtualBox. I'm gonna actually see if it works because VirtualBox doesn't like to work half the time for me. Okay. I don't know why I put it on my main page. New, let's see. What are we going to start out with? What is the first thing we installed? Fedora. We'll give it something like 8 gigabytes of RAM. And then 8 CPU cores. 10 gigs. I'm so confused what is going on right now. Let's check her out, boys. Alternatives to VirtualBox. VMware Workstation Pro. Player. I certainly trust this. I know I'm not going to get a virus on my computer doing this. Is it downloading? I don't think it's downloading. There we go. I certainly want it. I'm going to have to install this very carefully. It looks official. It looks official. Oh. Okay. 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 I've had better luck with this in the past too. I have used it in the past. Oh, it does not like me moving it. Okay, okay. We're gonna talk about the background. This is me, this is my grandma. There you go. That's my background. My grandma's like my best friend. Okay, let's see here. Create a new virtual machine. Fedora workstation. Skip. Let's do 8 gigs of RAM. 8 cores. Actually, we can do 6 cores. Let's see how this bad baby works. Let's see if it crashes. Install Fedora. I'm pretty sure I can install Fedora. If not, if it manages to install my actual system, I'm cooked. That's done. That's done. Begin installation. So guys, how are you guys doing? Let me check on my phone for any comments, because I don't feel like hooking up a second monitor. Nobody's watching. I don't expect anybody to watch this, actually. %70. 53 videos. I've done so much live streams. Oh my god. 88%. 90%. Do 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 do. Doop 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 doop. Yeah, okay, so this is how GNOME is. See, it's literally just nothing until you either click this up here or click your super key, which for most people is going to be the Windows key on their keyboard. You have a great looking like a notification calendar set up here, like it. Over here you have your power mode, which is normally going to be balanced. Set it to performance if you're using a desktop, I don't care. We have a switch between dark style, light style. That doesn't seem to work. It looks like we have a capture system up here. We have our settings icon that we can easily connect to here. I'm not actually getting 10,000 megabytes per second, but it uses Ethernet inside of virtual machines. Multitasking, you know, we have all of this. I'm gonna get a drink and hopefully it doesn't like crash. It has successfully installed. Let's go. I'm back with my Snapple. Okay, now in order to make sure it actually like did its thing, we're gonna restart it. Grub. And we're here. We actually have it installed. Alright. Third-party repositories. I'll be Troy. No, I've heard good things about Fedora. Let's take a tour. Let's take a tour. The overview shoots up all your apps in Windows. Press the super key, Windows key, to open it. Yeah, so this is Windows and apps. Powerful search. To start typing the overview, you can use it to search apps, find calculator. Okay. Let's open up the calculator or something. We have a calculator. Okay. We have different calculators. We have an advanced calculator. We have a programming calculator. We have a keyboard. Okay. We have a financial calculator. Advanced, basic. Stay organized with workspaces. These are our workspaces. You can use your scroll wheel to switch between these. Swipe up and down. We don't have a touchpad. We don't have a touchpad. That's it. Okay. So let's say you want to install some software. You can go here. This is going to be your software store. It's not opening very fast, but you can do other stuff while you're waiting, like go into your files. You have your download folder, your desktop folder, documents folder, templates, videos, music. Now that we have this, we have stuff like graphs, hyperplay, yeah, I guess. Let's like go into develop. Let's see what we have here. We have Godot engine. C line for C++. We have all this stuff, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is to install stuff. So let's go to app details. Let's say, hey, I want to uninstall this. Fedora is based off of Debian. So what we do, we open up our terminal. Sudo apt install Firefox. Put in your password. Shit. Is it not built off of... Oh, shoot. Wait, I don't remember the commands. I don't want to use the Snap Store. Well, okay, we can use the Snap Store because I'm not going to use the actual app. I'm going to use the... So we're going to do sudo snap install epiphany. We don't have the Snap Store? God, this is not a good look. I'm sorry, chat. Sudo dnf install snapped. we're gonna install the Snap Store. I thought I like assumed that, hey, this is the Snap Store, but I guess not. Display. You only get 60 hertz. And this thing could not connect to server. Wow. Okay, anyway, if you want to do it the easy way, you can just go into here and search web. I'm doing this because I want to test out the GNOME one. Fedora Linux Flatpak. Oh, it uses RPMs, doesn't it? Oh, is Fedora built off of Red Hat? Okay, we're gonna try this again. Sudo yum install Epiphany. Yeah, okay, it uses RPM files. Okay. I really like Fedora. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, it could not connect to server. I'm guessing this is virtual machine issues. So we're just gonna go and download it here. And this is how easy it is to download. You just click install. Now if we go to if we search up system monitor, we can see all the use sources resources it's using. CPU. This is not using my full CPU. This is using less than half of it. We're using about up to it's weird, it's iffy, but we're not using a lot of it. The memory, we're using 2.6 gigabytes, which is iffy for Linux. Processes, we got all these. Generally not a lot compared to Windows. So we have the web now, and if you want to put it to your dock, you can pick pin to dash. You can change where it is on your dash, and now you can load up web. You can set it as your default browser. Now let's say you want to make it your full screen. You don't put it up to the top like I thought you did. You just double tap on the top. Double tap again. You want to put it to the side. And the window manager on this isn't the best. So, okay. This is how you view your tabs. This little icon. These are your bookmarks. So if we go to YouTube or something, I'm not going to sign in on this. It uses DuckDuckGo. It loads stuff pretty quickly. It's a little laggy because of the virtual machine. But other than that, it works great. We could put it on performance. It looks like we have a notepad right here. We can just type stuff in that. We can discard it. More apps. We have System Monitor. That's this. Document Scanner. We have LibreOffice. LibreOffice is Ooh, what is the maps using? Open map tiles. Let's go to Topeka. Highland Park. Ooh, Belmont. Ooh. Wow, okay, I actually really like that map. We have our terminal. We have our clocks. This is a great one for laptops, I will say that. We have our weather. I'm not going to do anything with that. Very cool boxes. For virtual machines? Cool. Okay, well that's cool. Just powered off through here. Ooh, let's test out the screen capture. Do it, okay. Showing files. Okay, does a little bit of a screen capture. And then we have this right in the middle here. Okay, cool. And then we can just power off. And then that shuts that down. And if we go back into our VMware workstation 17 player, we have Fedora. I'm not going to use that now. We are going to use Pop! OS. Linux. What does Pop! OS run off of? Oh, it's gonna be its own thing because this is the I'm just gonna click on that. Another 20 gigs. We're gonna give it 8 gigs of RAM, 6 processors, okay. This is Pop! OS Cosmic. I think this is the new Pop! OS. It's not good. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I mean, it is an alpha. I don't know what I'm expecting it to do. Is it finished? I don't think it's finished. Pop! OS might rely on Pop! OS might rely on something else. I'll try Pop! OS on my laptop and see if it does anything. Now we have Elementary OS. Oopsies. Okay. It looks like it's working. I don't know what it's doing. What is it doing? Nothing. I don't know why I'm like narrating this. There we go. We got our desktop environment flashing. There we go. We got her. We got her. Select English United States. Good. English US. Default. Erase disk and install. It can tell that it's in a virtual machine. Don't encrypt, erase, and install. Elementary OS looks pretty cool, and then you can click the terminal to see what it's doing. So if it like does something wrong, you can see where it went wrong. Bro, this looks so clean. You can change your font size. If you're like older, you can enable your on-screen keyboard. Doesn't do anything here. A wired connection, you have your volume. You can mute. The sound effects are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Restart device. Press enter. And it's interesting because normally... Oh. Okay, there we go. Now we have the setup. We're just going to do Troy. I don't want to put in my full name. Okay, is that what I typed? Basics guide. Okay. We have on-screen notifications. Let's turn on D&D. Sunset to sunrise. Ooh. Nightlight. Online accounts. Get some apps. Automatic updates. Get started. Mouse and tablet. Wacom. That's good for me. Desktop. We have different wallpapers. Ooh, and it changes the wallpaper very cleanly. These are very nice wallpapers. This feels so much smoother than... We have just a black one. Oh, I like this wallpaper. Appearance, default, sunset to sunrise. We have reduced motion settings. Accent colors, we can... do this. Always use scroll bars. Okay. Text. Dyslexia friendly. We have dyslexia friendly text. Panel translucency. This is up here. That's cool. That's cool. Multitasking. We don't need to mess with that. Notifications. Displays. Let's see. Scaling factor. 1920 by 1080. Let's just switch it down to this or something. We have a web application. I don't know what this is. Okay, it looks like it's GNOME Web. It looks like it's some type of GNOME Web. Looks like we have a very cool window tiling manager. It's running a little weird. Let's test it out. Let's go to YouTube. I'm loving Elementary OS. This looks so good. Never gonna give you up. Beautiful. Now we have everything on the Windows tab on inverted sides, so I would like to see if we can switch that up a little bit, or change how that works. Displays, keyboard, mouse, and touchpad, power, balanced. We do not have a performance mode. Printers, no printers available. Sound, Wacom, okay. Bluetooth, we don't need to turn that on. Network, sharing, device, system. We have updates, hardware, firmware, drivers. Okay. Dock and panel. Multitasking, okay. Let's see, what kind of music app does this use? Okay, it's like a knockoff Apple Music type thing. This looks like a calendar. That's a to-do list. This is the calendar. It's Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. That's true. Oh, this is our, okay. File manager. Oh, I love these icons. It feels very snappy. Downloads. Oh, this is very snappy. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, Elementary OS. Ooh, you're grabbing my heartstrings a little bit here. We have email. Is this like a YouTube player or a video player? Oh, it's a video player. Okay. I thought it was a YouTube front end or something. Add some photos. Pictures. Okay, okay. We have our store here. What does this look like? Ooh, this looks good. This looks good. Video, fun and games, graphics, education, development. Let's check out development. It says checking for updates here, but whenever you hover over it, switch sides. So, like, maybe if something's in the way. I guess it's because it's installing updates. Oh, never mind, we're here. We have paid apps. Interesting. Free apps. Create an Elementary OS app using one of the pre-made, okay. Simple app to create desktop files. Arduino. Bless. C-Line. Code OSS. Dictionary app builder. Foot. The fast minimalistic Wayland terminal emulator. This looks so good. Oh my god. Yo, this has got to be my favorite one so far. Now, applications. Okay, this allows us to go through all of our applications. So what do we have that we have code? What does our terminal look like? Let's see if it's easy to install stuff. We have a little progress bar at the bottom. Looks like it's installing it with the Snap Store, so some people might not like that. Waiting for automatic snapped restart. Looks like it might be updating or restarting Snapped for whatever reason. And then you can open up new tabs. So like I could open up a new tab and do like Neo Fetch. Oh, interesting. Wonder if Snapped is installed by default or something like that. It's interesting that it doesn't have NeoFetch installed by default. Okay, it's held by a different process, which is this process. So if we cancel it, and like cancel that, and then do sudo apt install NeoFetch. Okay, it looks like Snapped is still doing something. Everything just feels so snappy though. Like I absolutely love it. What does our calculator look like? Ooh, the calculator looks good too. And you can put in words for some reason. Whoa, I love the sounds. Settings, we already been in settings. User accounts, can I change like... Oh, it doesn't have those cool, like... Hold on. And then if we go into our like file manager, and then move it from our downloads to our pictures, and then we go into our pictures. Okay, cool. And then it loads up this image. We could comment first image downloaded or something. Ooh. And then if we close it and then open it back up, the comment doesn't save. I wonder how you save it. But if we go now and set from file, go to our pictures, we go to this, we click open. So now if we like log out, now we have like our name. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Sadly, we're gonna have to shut down the system, or else I'm gonna be here all day. Next, we have NixOS, I think. So we've done elementary. Yeah, we have NixOS minimal. So this is the minimal installer. So this is just gonna install inside of here, right? So I'm just gonna use Gemini to do this because I've never set up this kind of thing before. Okay, so we're gonna have to make a partition. So the first thing we're gonna have to do is learn how to list a partition. So fdisk L. Permission denied. I think it means that we're gonna have to sudo so it looks like 20 gigabytes. So now how do I format it? Sudo mkfs dot ext4 dev sda, right? Okay, it looks like it's done that. Now we got lsblk f. So now we have this one. So we have the ISO and the NixOS. So we have that. So sudo I think formatting it to FAT32 is what we want to do. Sudo mkfs dot vfat capital F 32 space slash dev slash sda, because that's our partition. Now we do lsblk f. So now we have that one, which is FAT32. Enable swap, so swap on, I think we need to do sudo swap on dev sda that's not good, but maybe we could try to mount dev SDA. I need to do sudo dev SDA mount. Okay. NixOS generate config root/mount sudo NixOS generate config mount. Okay. Install NixOS. Seems to be doing something. We're gonna send a picture because I'm probably doing this wrong. Where is that? Hmm. I think we have to install grub. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, that's the end of that. Thank you, chat, for watching me struggle to do that. I will learn one of these days, I swear on it.